By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to get into tech. My name is Rob, and I'm going to help you. So, when it comes to getting into tech in 2025, what used to work is not going to work anymore. So, before you could just get a degree and be cool, before you could just get a cert and be cool, now you got to have a little bit of everything, man. You got to have the skills, you got to have the certs, you got to have the right network, your resume got to be right, you got to kill an interview just to get some opportunities, right? So, this is going to be a longer one, to be honest, because I want to make sure that you guys win. So, let's get straight into it. So, I'm going to be looking at the notes that I've compiled. I just went over this with one of my coaching clients, and I just wanted to tell you guys well, not a coaching client, a student, really, a student in the Zero to IT Hero program. And I just wanted to share with you guys to help you as well. So, when it comes to, executing, getting a job, getting the skills, speed wins. Speed wins every time. Things are moving so fast, man, so fast that you can't really wait. You can't wait around. You can't hope. You can't just wish that something's going to happen. You have to take action. But at the same time, you don't want to go too fast and end up, messing yourself up. For example, I was moving real, too fast a couple days ago. I made myself some hot tea because I had a sore throat, and I burnt myself pretty good, man. Burnt myself pretty good. Burnt the shit out of myself, actually. But when it comes to getting into tech, there's a super emphasis and super importance on speed. So if we don't want to go slow, but we want to go fast, we want to make sure that we choose the right direction, right? We want to make sure that we choose things that are beneficial to us, beneficial to what we're trying to accomplish, so on and so forth. So the tech job market right now is just moving at a pace that I've never really seen it move before. It's moving at a pace that is faster. Before it may, you'd be able to judge stuff 6 to 12 months. Now it seems like every couple months things are changing, but there are some things, some proven tactics that you can do. So here are a couple facts. Number one, 60% of jobs go to the first 5 people that apply. If it's your first time here, remember, this is just not a regular podcast where you just listen and enjoy yourself. Take notes and then take action. 85% of jobs are filled through networking, not just applications. I always harp on this with my students, my guys, and my girls. I always tell them that you have to be likable. You have to be somebody that somebody wants to be around, right? If I wasn't somewhat likable, if I wasn't somewhat charismatic, nobody would listen to this. I wouldn't have any students. Same thing goes for you in your professional life and in your personal life, right? Who do you know? Now, that's not all of it because you may know a bunch of people that's doing a lot of different things. But if you don't have the skills, if you have the certifications, if you don't have the motivation and the mindset to make it happen, it's not going to happen for you, right? But I will tell you this. Whatever you're thinking about doing, if you're thinking about getting into tech, right now is the time. Don't wait anymore. If you wait too long, you're going to get left behind, right? And not only left behind, you will literally be invisible, which is even worse. Like, not because if you're left behind, it's a possibility that you could catch up. If you're invisible, it's pretty much like you're dead out here, right? You can't, nobody cares. Nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to listen to you. None of that type of stuff, right? So you kind of need to do 3 things. You need to speed up, you need to execute, and actually get hired, right? Stop watching a bunch of videos, stop learning a bunch of stuff, come with a plan, execute on it, and get a job. I'm going to tell you this, though. If you are running energetically in the wrong direction, that's all bad, man. Right? Imagine we we had a race, right? We had a race. It's a track, right? So it's a track. We're on the track. Everybody's facing this way, and you facing that way. Everybody is facing this way, but you facing that way. Everybody is facing this way, but your dumb ass is facing that way, right? No good. So when they shoot the pistol, when it's time to go, you are just, I mean, giving it all you got. You sweating, drooling, about to pass the fuck out in the wrong direction. All right. So that's one of the biggest reasons why you got to have a plan that makes sense, and a little bit of guidance, right? So a lot of people just rush to apply for jobs, but they don't actually have the skills to back it up, right? Now, I tell my guys and girls to apply anyway because they do have the skills. They do have the certifications, but because they've obtained so much stuff in a couple months, they may feel like, well, I'm not ready. I say, no, apply. Then I got a student. She got a job making 80,000, her first job. Then I got a guy that just got a job as a help desk technician, and he's making 65,000. Right. Then I got another guy who has 6 interviews next week. 6 interviews next week, right? So we got Omar, we got Janaea, then we got Ant, right? So all three of those are just the people that came to mind. And if they didn't have any skills, right? That's one of the biggest things. It's not just the certifications, y'all. The certifications are cool. They'll get you in the door, but the skills, technical and soft skills, is what's going to keep the job, right? So just think about it like this: a fast car with no engine is going nowhere, right? Imagine somebody sell you a Ferrari with no engine. How good is that to you, right? Somebody sell you a Bentley or a Cybertruck or whatever you like, and there's no engine in it. It's useless, right? So you need skills to move forward. So these are the literal steps that will help you, right? So this is step one. You need to pick a certification. You got to pick a certification, whatever that certification is. Research it, look into it. You can go to our YouTube channel for free. It breaks down a bunch of different certs, free training, all that stuff on the Zero to IT Hero YouTube channel. And then set a date for when you're going to actually take that certification, right? So in my program and our students, it's usually a couple weeks, right? But been doing this for damn near 20 years, and I know exactly what students need. Now, if you're trying to do it on your own, which I don't recommend, you're probably gonna need a much longer runway. So maybe 60 to 90 days to take a certification. But don't wait too long. There is a thing called the internet, right? And I've been on the internet for quite some time. And it happens every so often that somebody reaches back out to me, and all I got to do is scroll up, and they'll ask me the exact same question that they asked me a long time ago. Matter of fact, a guy asked me on LinkedIn today, what's the first certification I should get, right? But he asked me that same question in 2018. He's made zero progress in 6, 7 years, right? Or longer than that, whatever the hell the math is. So another thing you want to do once you got the certification, once you come up with a goal, start getting hands-on experience, right? Whether that's through internships, whether you do a home lab or projects for free, you have to get all those things, right? So the IT managers that I know, right? The IT managers that I know that hire, they are looking for you to at least have one certification, right? If you don't have a certification and no skills, most likely they're not going to talk to you. They're not going to talk to you. They are not going to talk to you. I'm talking about even for entry level stuff. One cert, able to do the job at a minimum, right? The certifications are what's going to open the door. Then the skills is what's going to allow you to walk through that door, right? If you don't have any certifications, if you don't have any hands-on skills, just to be honest with you, in 2025, you're really behind. You're really behind. Super behind, super behind. But you can catch up because remember, if you continue doing what you're doing, you become invisible. Nobody can see you. But if you're behind, it don't matter if people done lapped you way further ahead in the race, you can still catch up to them. But you got to start sprinting, right? Because a lot of people that's already in the race, they just jogging. But if you sprint hard as hell, fast as hell, for as long as you can, you will catch up to them. One of the biggest things I would say is do things before you're ready. All right, this is the second pillar. Do things before you're ready. Take the certification before you're ready. Apply for the job before you're ready. Join the course before you're ready. Get a mentor before you're ready. Get your resume revamped before you're ready. When you're ready is probably never, right? Because if you were already ready, you would already did it, right? When you're not ready, it's I want instead of I did, right? When you really, 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 truly want something, you do it. There's nothing stopping you. It's no time. It's no excuses. It's not money. It's not family. It's not personal. It's I'm about to do this. I'm doing it right now, and ain't nothing gonna stop me, right? So another thing is this. Let's kind of focus on jobs specifically. The job requirements are not required. Is this thing on? I don't know. Hello? The job requirements are not a requirement. You're probably like, Rob, what the hell you mean? It's a wish list, man. Because guess what? Anybody that got all them damn requirements, guess what they already got? A damn job, right? So they just looking for the top of the top, the best of the best. But most times, it's not going to be somebody that meet all those requirements. And on top of that, it may be somebody that has all of the stuff technically, right? But then when they get inside the interview, they don't have those soft skills. They're not likable. They're not charismatic. Just to be honest, man, that's one of the things that we've been focusing on with our students is just charisma, emotional intelligence, and just being likable, not being fake, not kissing nobody's ass, but just being likable, right? If people don't like you, if they can't relate to you, if they can't see themselves working with you, it's over with. It's over with. All right. So just understand that. So believe it or not, men are a lot better than women at this, to be honest. A guy don't give a damn. They might say, hey, got to be a Harvard graduate, a former astronaut, can do 1,000 pull-ups, the boss of all bosses, the baddest to ever do it, number one player of the year. Just all kind of former tech giant startup, six pack, waves, knows how to crochet, all that. And this guy don't know how to do none of that. And guess what he's gonna do? Still apply. Women have a harder time doing that. About 60% of men, right? Long as they meet half of the qualifications, they'll go ahead and apply. Most times, what I've noticed with our girls and with our women is they usually won't apply if they don't meet not 50, but 100% of the requirements. And I just think that does them a disservice. And like the lady I told you that got the 80K, she on paper she wasn't qualified to meet the requirements, but she got in there. They saw the shirt she had, they saw the skills that she had, and she was likable. She was going to be able to be malleable and go ahead and get in with the team. So apply before you're ready, right? Because you may be ready. And another thing is, it's a bunch of jobs, thousands of jobs out there, right? So just apply, and start getting your interview reps in. Because even if you get a no, at least you got that rep in. So by the time you are ready, you will have the interview reps already underneath your belt, right? So what I would suggest is that you apply to a bunch of jobs, right? Apply to a bunch of jobs. With our students, they apply to at least 100 jobs a week. Not a month, not a quarter, 100 jobs a week. And the awesome thing about this, you got the skills, you got the certifications, you got the mindset, and like I said, you got emotional intelligence. Because that's one of the things that I'm going to tell you over and over and over and over and over and over again. If you do not have emotional intelligence, if you do not know how to communicate, if you can't read a room, then and if you're not likable, it's not. It's going to be. 2025 is going to be hard on you, right? But at the same time, don't be super likable. Don't be everybody love you, but don't nobody want to work with you because you don't know anything, right? You can't do anything, can't do the job. That's another thing. It's got to be you got to be the full package in 2025. Can't be just checking one block. Got to be everything across the board. So my guys and girls, they apply to 100 jobs a week. You need to be applying to at least 10 jobs a week at a minimum. That's probably not going to get you the results that you want, but at least it's a start because you're probably applying to no jobs right now. So just apply to at least 10 jobs a week. All right, so we're almost 20 minutes in, and I try not to get real spicy until the 30-minute mark. So I'm trying to hold myself in. I might go ahead and be able to finish this without really getting colorful. But another thing you want to do is while you're applying to those jobs, make sure you're DMing and messaging and meeting tech recruiters and just people in the tech space. Don't ask for anything, right? If you do anything, provide value first, but just reach out to them. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Is there anything that I could do for you? Another thing is you need to become a content creator. Everybody thinks that content creators are just for comedians or people just trying to sell stuff or just people that I don't know. I don't know who the hell they think it's for. The internet is for everybody, right? And you need to start using Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, all these places to get what you want, right? If you post what you're doing, what you got going on a daily basis and keep people and stay in people's faces, you're going to get what you want, right? So you can just post on LinkedIn. I'm currently studying for XYZ. Oh, I applied for 10 jobs or hey, I got an interview later on. Wish me luck. And that you'll stay top of mind for people. So say, hey, wasn't Jimmy looking for a tech job? XYZ is hiring. Let me see if he's still looking for a job, right? And always keep you top of mind. Another thing is getting around different people, right? Especially for people that are transitioning, especially for people that are doing something completely new. When I tell you, your friends, your family, your spouse, your kids can talk you out of the life you deserve, right? So if you believe that, what you're doing is what you want to do, this is what's really going to take you to the next level. This is what I've been trying to do, and you're miserable at your current job, or you just feel like you've hit a growth ceiling, you need to listen to yourself and people that are already in the tech field and people that are already doing what you want to do. When I want to do something, when I'm interested in something, when I'm thinking about doing something new, the last person I'm talking to is somebody that ain't never done it. You understand? So don't get advice, don't get encouragement, don't get any of that stuff from people who've never done what you're trying to do. That advice is going to create barriers, it's going to create boundaries, it's going to put a cap and a limit on what you're trying to do because they can't fathom what you're trying to do. They can't like, damn, you got this good ass job. Why would you, for example, this happened to me several times in my life, right? Because I've evolved, did things the unorthodox way just because I believe in myself and you should believe in yourself as well. So I was in the military for a number of years, right? Climbed up the ranks. I got promoted literally every or nearly every year I was in. So I came in as an E1 and I got out as an E6. So I got promoted pretty much 5, 6 times, right? So because it was black and white, this is what you have to do, blah blah blah. And I was on track to do whatever I wanted to. Everybody was like, "Wow, Rob, you're doing this, you're doing that. What you plan on doing next?" And shit, I thought I'm planning on getting out. They was like, "What you mean?" I'm like, "I plan on getting out, man, because for me, I had reached a point to where I couldn't really see myself, doing it anymore. I kind of felt like I had got everything that I could get from it. And even though there was still growth there, right? There were still places that I could ascend to. It just was like, I just feel like this isn't, where I'm supposed to be. And when you get those thoughts, when the universe tries to tap you on the shoulder, you need to listen to it, right? You need to listen to it. And I talked to a bunch of people, but most of them are still in the military. And what already know what they said. I mean, you better stay. It's a good ass job. You only got somebody told me, man, because I got out. I think I had 7, almost 8 years in when I got out. And somebody told me, they said, man, you only got 12 years left. I said, only 12 years? God damn. Only? That's a long time. That's a long time. And the funny thing is, in those, well, they still ain't even been 12 years. And the amount of time that I could have stayed in, been miserable, not really feeling it, doing a disservice to, to my troops because I wasn't really, going to be all in because I was over it. I've created and done so many different things, man. Created an entire program, created an entire business, have employees, help thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people get into tech, created this podcast, created a YouTube channel, done so many things that it would have not happened if I'd have stayed at that good ass military job with all them benefits and all this other stuff, right? So you have to listen to people that are where you want to be, right? Um, and at that time, when I got out of the military, I didn't even have that. I just knew I wasn't about to stay in the fucking military. I knew that. I didn't know. I had nobody to listen to. I had nobody to talk to because everybody was telling me to stay in. But I'm like, this shit ain't it. And another thing, I didn't want to, go back to Afghanistan. I didn't want to deploy. I didn't want to go overseas. I didn't want to do none of that. I'm like, I'm over this, man. And then also, I had the belief in myself, and I had the certs, and I had the skills. So I'm like, I can get the hell out and get a job. I'm not shit. This over with. And um, I talked to so many people that they don't even have the options that I had, but they still stay. They're in places where they know, ain't no more promotions, ain't no growth, and ain't no more bread. I've talked to people and it blows my mind. And those people are the people I get the most excited to talk about because it's like it's like those people are not, I wouldn't say vague is the right word, but they're really motivated to get into the program because it's like they know it's over with. Like the job and told them, hey man, we capped out at 65,000. We appreciate you for everything that you're doing, but we're not giving you no more promotions. Even though you've been here for 20 years or 15 years or 10 years, nah, it's over with. And that's just the wave of people and the sense and the feel that I get from the people that I talk to is growth, especially as men and just humans, men and women. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. Ain't no stagnant, ain't no staying the same. If you're not getting better, you are getting worse. Why the fuck would you be at a job that doesn't respect you, doesn't pay you, and ain't going nowhere? Understand this, y'all. Your life is just a culmination of the decisions that you made. That's all it is. You decided to fill out that application. You decided to go to that job every day, and you decided to stay there for 10 years. There's people that might have saw me or in our program 2, 3 years ago, but just joined yesterday, right? In 2 or 3 years, they could have been making 6 figures. They could have been doing exactly what they want to do, right? They could have been out of whatever situation they're in a completely different situation. So you need to find the right community, right? So in our tech school community, outside the Zeros ITR program, people that already have the certs, already have the skills, or don't know where to start, or just people in all different levels of their tech journey are in there, and we get in there together. Even me, there's people in there that have more skills, more certs, even more experience than I even have, and it's things that I learned from them, right? Because you got to have a community, you have to have people you can turn to, you have to have peers and people that have ascended higher than you to lean on, to get advice from, so on and so forth. So, with that being said, if you have a community, if you have a network of people, that's going to help you with your job, getting referrals. Hey, I know Sarah is in such and such community, so she looking for a tech job. Oh, she just got A plus, or oh, she just got CCNA, or oh, she just got XYZ, or oh, she just learned how to do blah blah blah, and that's going to keep you employed and keep you leveling up, right? Another thing is when you're in these communities, right? When you're in these networks, when you have a group of peers, if somebody does, put in a good word for you, if somebody does look out for you, if somebody says, hey, man, this will be a good addition to your team, make sure that you don't throw no dirt on their name. Make sure that you don't make them look crazy. Make sure that when you show up as if they were the boss, or if they were going to see you every day, because if you are a bad hire, that's going to reflect terribly on that person, right? So that may mess them up for future opportunities and future promotions and future salaries and stuff, right? So, an action step for getting around the right people would be join a community. You can join our tech school community if you want to, and that's a paid community. It's not free, but you got to invest in yourself or not. It's up to you. And I would also get part of that community and just start posting, man. Start posting inside of different Facebook groups, different LinkedIn groups, on Twitter, just so people know what you're doing. Stop reposting and posting stuff that doesn't really matter and doesn't get you to where you want to get to. And also, don't focus on likes, comments, shares, none of that. I'll use myself as an example. The content that gets least amount of views, least amount of likes, least amount of shares converts and helps people the best, right? The people that you don't think is watching. I'm talking about, it may be a post that got 0 likes and somebody be in my DMs talking about it, right? The thing is consistency. So make sure they don't post 6 times a day for 7 days and then they never see you again. You got to, post and show up as much as you can. I ain't saying you got to post every day, but try to every day, multiple times a day if you can, especially if you're fed up, you're stuck, and you're miserable, right? One of the biggest things I would say that changed my life in general would be finding some type of mentor, right? Whether that's on the internet, whether that's through YouTube, whether that's through paid something, so on and so forth. You have to find a mentor. Now, what I would say is, depending on where you are in life, what you got going on, there is stages. I would say if you find somebody that you like, somebody that speaks your language, somebody that seems like they're really for you and going to help you get to where you need to get to, just it's stages, right? Most people they put free stuff out. Oh, okay. Consume their free stuff. Does their free stuff work? Does your free stuff help you? Great. Then they probably have some more affordable options, right? So let's take advantage of that. And did that work too? Okay, yeah. So let's go to the next step. Do they have any one-on-one stuff, or do they have a course, or do they have something else that I could just be a part of, right? Mentorship is invaluable, right? All the mistakes that I made, my students won't make, right? All the mistakes that whatever mentor you choose, all the mistakes that they made, you can avoid them. And you don't understand how invaluable it is not to waste time. It's almost like a goddamn cheat code. Like, oh, so you did this, you did that. And then another thing is you can get hindsight from them. Because this shit that I did is like, why did I even do it? It doesn't even make sense. And let me make sure that I tell them not to do that to expedite their process, right? So when I first started out, my first civilian tech job, if we're looking at it, it took me damn 8 years to get it. My students are getting their first job in 90 days, right? Why? All of the practice, all of the rejection, all of the failures. I went through that, so my students don't have to go through that, right? The reason I say 8 years is because shit, I had to join the military just to get my first civilian job, if you look at it that way. Because when I joined the military, I didn't have any tech skills. I didn't even own a fucking computer. Yeah, I didn't even own a computer when I joined the military. So I learned all that stuff on the job. So it took me 8 years to get my first tech job, technically. But it's taken, if you get a mentor, you can go so much further, so much faster, right? But the good thing is, if you're listening to a podcast like this, if you are consuming stuff like this, you're already so much further ahead. Because a lot of people they don't even see the problem. They don't even see the issues. And that's kind of piggybacking off what I said before. You got to get around some different people. Have to. Shit, if it's people that are at your job, like, yeah, man, I'm thinking I'll get into this tech. If you probably shouldn't tell them, because they're gonna be like, man, you got this good ass job, 401k, sick days, da da da. Hell no, man. You gotta get away from around them. So this is a fact, right? People with mentors are 5 times more likely to succeed in their careers than those without one, right? Not just succeed, right, as getting a job, but getting a better job, making more money. How do I negotiate that? Because you can literally have somebody right there that you can ask, hey, man, I don't know how to do X, Y, Z. What do you think about this? And just get a different perspective, right? Because a lot of times when you end things, it's hard to figure and see through the fog and stuff like that. But when you can have somebody that can zoom out, it gets a lot easier, right? So the action step for that would just be find a mentor, ask them for advice, not a job, and then just join some type of community that provides mentorship. Preferably some live stuff. We can actually ask some questions, get live feedback, see what other people are going through, and see if they're going through the same thing. So, this ain't gonna be last. I got a few more. So, the next thing is this. So you got all this stuff, all this good stuff, right? You probably feel good, probably motivated, blah blah. And I want to say, fuck all that. That motivation, right? Y'all need to let that go. If you need to be motivated to make things happen, to do things, to provide for your family, to really get to your full potential, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, right? Now, me making this a podcast, I was motivated, right? Great, I was motivated. But a lot of times when I'm talking to people, a lot of times when I'm recording YouTube videos or creating curriculum or coming up with a coaching or a roadmap for people, I'm not motivated. I'm disciplined. It's a complete different thing. I promise you, discipline will take you so much further. It ain't I'm motivated, I'm happy to do it. I have to do this, right? I'm obligated to do this, right? For me, I'm not saying it has to be this deep for you, but for me, I literally feel that God is telling me to help people get into tech. How long is he going to tell me to do that? He's been telling me to do it for quite some time, about 8, 9 years. But I feel obligation to God, to myself, and then to my students to make sure that I give, the utmost 100% every day, right? So the last thing, and I'm gonna give you one bonus thing, you got to execute, but not just execute. You got to execute relentlessly. And a lot of times people say, yeah, I'm relentless, or they just be saying shit. Relentless is the Terminator. You understand what I'm saying to you? Relentless is you can shoot my damn face off, cut my damn legs off, blow my damn half my fucking face off, but I'm still coming, man. Pause. But anyway, You understand what I'm saying. So just relentless. And it's also, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a show called Black Mirror, right? So Black Mirror is kind of like the newer version of like Tales from the Crypt or something like that, right? So it's kind of like, but it has a twist on it. So it will bring up a topic or something, and it'll put a twist on to make you think about it in a different way. There's an episode in there that is in black and white, and it's this lady. It's like the end of the world, and it is these little robots that have taken over, right? And they are relentless. And it's just one robot at first, and this lady cannot get away from it. She then climbed up on top of a building, blew it the hell up, ran over here, ran over there, and it never stops coming. She get in a car, drive 1,000 miles away. The damn thing will run 1,000 miles. It may take it a couple days, a couple weeks, but it's coming, and you can never be satisfied. You can never feel like you're safe. That is relentless. That's how you have to be. You tired? Don't matter. You are depressed? Don't matter. You got kids? Don't matter. You got a spouse? Don't matter. I ain't from here, whatever. It don't matter. You got to be relentless when it comes to execution and going after what you need to go after. It's simple, man. If you don't apply, your ass ain't gonna get hired. If you don't network, nobody will know you. If you don't study, you're not gonna pass the certs. Every day that you delay this, every day that you think about it, somebody else is out there taking action and taking your goddamn job. Other than that, I'll see you in class.